The love you never expected is about to shock your soul. My beloved child, before this moment slips away, listen carefully, because not everyone was meant to hear this. You didn't land here by accident. Something has been aligning quietly, invisibly, just for you. Every delay, every unanswered prayer, every night you thought nothing was happening, it was all preparation. Right now, your soul already feels it, that subtle pressure in your chest, that feeling that something massive is about to break open. Stay with me, because if you leave now, you might miss the very confirmation you've been begging for. There is a reason your heart has felt heavy lately, and it's not because you're losing, it's because you're close. When something extraordinary is approaching, silence often comes first. The universe doesn't announce miracles with noise, it whispers before it roars. What you're about to experience is not the love you chased, not the love you expected, but the love that finds you when you're finally ready to receive it. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's closer than your next breath. Let me tell you something few people will ever admit: some blessings are delayed because they arrive with power. If they came too early, they would crush you. That's why the wait felt unbearable. That's why it felt unfair. But right now, a shift is happening. The love meant for you isn't ordinary affection, it's recognition. It's someone seeing you fully, without you having to explain your scars. And when it arrives, it won't ask for proof, it will know. Pay attention to how your spirit reacts to these words, because your spirit recognizes truth before your mind does. That quiet emotion rising inside you? That's not imagination. That's resonance. You've been protected from connections that looked right but felt wrong. You were spared heartbreaks you don't even remember asking to avoid. All of that was to keep your heart intact for what's coming next, something rare, something clean, something that doesn't drain you but restores you. Here is the part most people don't understand: the love approaching you will shock your soul because it won't demand you shrink. It won't test you. It won't confuse you. It will feel calm, grounded, almost unreal in its simplicity. And that's how you'll know: it won't feel like chaos. It will feel like home. If this message touches you, type Amen and seal this moment, because acknowledgement accelerates alignment. Right now, unseen doors are opening. Conversations are being arranged. Timing is being synchronized beyond logic. What feels like coincidence will soon feel intentional. You may not see the full picture yet, but clarity is forming faster than you think. Trust this pause. Trust this stillness. Something huge is waiting for you, and it doesn't arrive empty-handed, it arrives to stay. Receive this blessing and carry it with you. You are not late, you are not forgotten, and you are not unlovable. You are being prepared for a love that matches your depth, honors your patience, and surprises your soul in the most beautiful way. Amen. Listen closely now, because the energy around you is shifting faster than you realize. What felt distant yesterday is moving toward you today. This is not motivation, this is notification. Your season of almost is ending. The confusion, the mixed signals, the emotional exhaustion, none of it was wasted. It carved space inside you, space that only something real could ever fill. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's already looking for you too. Right at this moment, unseen forces are rearranging paths. Someone is thinking about you without knowing why. A moment is being delayed just enough to arrive perfectly. You may feel restless, like something is about to happen but you can't name it, and that's because your intuition is ahead of your reality. Don't scroll away from this feeling. Stay. This message is a checkpoint, and you're passing it. Here's the truth that will shake you: real love doesn't rush, it recognizes. When it comes, it won't feel like fireworks first, it will feel like safety. It will feel like being understood without speaking. And that contrast is what will shock your soul, because you've been surviving on intensity instead of sincerity. This is the moment where your standards rise without effort. If these words are hitting deeper than expected, don't keep it to yourself. There are others who need this exact reminder right now, and sharing this message might be part of why you heard it first. Leave a comment if your spirit feels seen, acknowledgement locks in alignment. And if you want to stay connected to messages like this, staying subscribed keeps you in the flow of what's coming next. Now understand this clearly: the love approaching you will not compete with your peace. It will protect it. You won't have to decode silence or chase reassurance. It will show up consistent, present, and intentional. That's why the past had to fall apart. That's why attachments were broken. You weren't being punished, you were being positioned. There is power in your patience, and it's about to pay you back with interest. The moment you stop questioning your worth is the moment everything accelerates. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's arriving when you no longer beg for it, only when you're ready to receive it. Take this as your blessing and your confirmation. You are aligned. You are chosen for something deeper than temporary affection. Type Amen if you receive this and allow your soul to prepare for the love that doesn't just enter your life, but transforms it. Amen. Pause for a second and feel this moment, because messages like this don't arrive randomly. There is a quiet intensity surrounding you right now, the kind that appears right before something life-altering unfolds. You may not see it yet, but your life is standing at the edge of a turn that cannot be undone. The reason your heart feels alert is because it recognizes what your eyes haven't witnessed yet. What's coming toward you is not dramatic chaos, it's deep certainty. And that's why it feels unfamiliar. You've been conditioned to expect love to hurt, to be unstable, to cost you your peace. But the love approaching you is different. It doesn't ask you to prove yourself. It arrives already knowing who you are, already prepared to meet you at your level. Something huge is waiting for you, and it won't require you to change who you are to receive it. There have been moments you questioned your value in silence, moments where you wondered if you were asking for too much. But hear this clearly: you were never asking for too much, you were asking the wrong people. What's aligned with you now won't make you feel small. It will expand you naturally, effortlessly, without resistance. Right now, your past is loosening its grip. Old emotional patterns are fading. The attachment to outcomes that drained you is dissolving. This isn't loss, it's release. And release is the final signal before arrival. The space you've created inside yourself is not empty, it's reserved. Reserved for a connection that feels steady even in silence. You are stepping into a phase where love doesn't confuse you, it confirms you. Where presence replaces promises. Where action speaks so loudly that words become unnecessary. When it happens, you won't need validation from anyone else, because your soul will already know, this is it. If your chest feels warm or your breath feels slower as you hear this, that's alignment. Truth doesn't scream, it settles. And right now, it's settling into you. Trust this calm. Trust this knowing. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's arriving in perfect timing, not delayed, not rushed. Receive this blessing fully and without doubt. You are worthy of a love that surprises your soul and stays. Let this moment mark a shift inside you. Type Amen if you receive it, and let peace lead the way forward. Amen. This is the moment where everything you endured starts to make sense. Not intellectually, emotionally. You didn't go through silence, rejection, or loneliness for nothing. You were being refined, not rejected. Right now, your life is standing in a narrow window where the past can no longer follow you forward. What comes next will feel sudden, but it has been building for a long time beneath the surface. Here's what will shock you the most: the love meant for you will arrive without force. No chasing. No proving. No anxiety. It will enter your life so naturally that you'll almost question it at first, simply because peace feels unfamiliar after chaos. But that calm is the confirmation. Something huge is waiting for you, and it doesn't come to disrupt your life, it comes to align with it. There is someone, or something, being guided toward you right now that matches the version of you that survived everything. Not the broken version, not the desperate version, but the aware, grounded, awakened you. That's why timing mattered. That's why it couldn't come earlier. You weren't late. You were becoming. If this message feels like it's speaking directly to you, don't keep that energy locked inside. Let it move. Share it with someone who needs reassurance right now. Leave a comment to mark this moment. Your words create intention. And if messages like this resonate with your spirit, staying connected ensures you don't miss what's unfolding next. Understand this clearly: the love approaching you will not test your worth. It will reflect it. You won't feel like you're auditioning for a place in someone's life. You will feel chosen, respected, and steady. That's the shock your soul has been preparing for, not intensity, but truth. Very soon, you'll look back at this version of yourself and realize this was the turning point. The moment you stopped questioning and started trusting. The moment you stayed instead of scrolling away. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's closer than you think. Receive this final blessing with an open heart. May you recognize real love when it arrives, may you not self-sabotage peace, and may you finally rest in what is meant for you. Type Amen if you receive this alignment and allow what's coming to find you. Amen. Stay right here, because this is the threshold most people walk past without realizing it. The moment before clarity often feels like stillness, and that stillness you're feeling now is not emptiness, it's focus. Your life is narrowing towards something precise, something intentional, something that will soon feel obvious in hindsight. This is the calm before recognition. What's approaching you will not announce itself loudly. It will enter gently, almost quietly, and that's why only those who are present will notice it. You've learned discernment the hard way, and now it serves you. The noise has faded so you can hear what matters. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's designed to be felt before it's understood. You will know it's real because your nervous system will relax. No rush. No pressure. No emotional bargaining. Just a steady sense of rightness. That's the shock. Real love doesn't shake you, it steadies you. And when that realization hits, your soul will recognize what it's been practicing patience for all along. The past will try one last time to remind you of who you used to be, but it won't have power anymore. Old doubts may whisper, but they won't convince you. You are no longer available for half answers or conditional presence. You've crossed an internal line, and there's no returning to confusion. Right now, trust is being restored inside you, not in others first, but in yourself. Your intuition is sharpening. Your boundaries are soft but firm. This is how you meet what's meant for you without fear. Something huge is waiting for you, and it aligns with the calm you've earned. When it arrives, you won't feel like you're starting over. You'll feel like you're continuing something that was paused at the right moment. The connection will feel familiar in the best way, as if your soul remembers before your mind catches up. Receive this final wave of clarity as a blessing. May you walk forward without hesitation, may peace become your baseline, and may the love that finds you stay true and steady. Type Amen and let your soul stand ready. Amen. Right now, something inside you already knows this is real. Not hope, knowing. The kind that doesn't need proof yet still feels unshakable. You've reached a point where your soul is no longer negotiating with fear. What's unfolding next is not about chance, it's about readiness. You didn't rush here. You arrived exactly when you were meant to. The love moving toward you carries a different frequency. It won't trigger old wounds or awaken insecurities. Instead, it will feel like exhale after a long hold. That's how you'll recognize it. No confusion. No emotional roller coaster. Just a deep sense of alignment that feels steady even in silence. Something huge is waiting for you, and it doesn't come to test you, it comes to meet you. You've outgrown the version of love that required suffering to feel meaningful. That chapter closed quietly, without drama, because its purpose was already fulfilled. What's next won't repeat the past, it will rewrite your expectations. And that shift will shock your soul, not because it's intense, but because it's healthy. Notice how your perspective has changed. You no longer crave attention, you crave intention. You no longer chase connection, you attract resonance. This isn't accidental growth. This is preparation. The distance you felt from others was creating closeness with yourself, and that closeness is what makes real love possible now. Very soon, something ordinary will carry extraordinary meaning. A simple moment. A brief interaction. A calm exchange. And suddenly, you'll realize this is different. This doesn't drain you. This doesn't confuse you. This feels like truth settling into place. Something huge is waiting for you, and it arrives without force. When it happens, you won't question your worth or wonder if it will last. You'll feel grounded, present, and clear. That clarity is the reward for every time you chose growth over comfort. Your soul didn't go through all that just to repeat old cycles, it went through it to recognize what's real. Receive this blessing fully. May you trust what feels peaceful, may you honor what feels aligned, and may the love meant for you find you open and unafraid. Amen. My beloved child, this is the closing moment, but not an ending. It's a crossing. Everything you have listened to so far has been preparing you for this final truth: what is meant for you cannot miss you. It has been moving toward you through delays, detours, and quiet lessons, shaping itself to fit the person you've become. The reason this feels intense is because your soul recognizes arrival before your life catches up. The love that finds you next will feel inevitable, not dramatic. It will make sense in a way nothing else ever did. You won't feel the need to explain your past or defend your boundaries. They will already understand. That understanding is the shock, the realization that love can be safe and deep at the same time. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is aligned with the calm you now carry. You may notice a strange peace replacing old anticipation. That's because chasing is over. What belongs to you is stepping forward on its own. This connection won't pull you out of yourself, it will anchor you deeper into who you truly are. And in that anchoring, you'll finally feel seen without being exposed, loved without being tested. Remember this moment when doubt tries to return. Remember how your spirit felt when truth settled instead of stirred chaos. This was not coincidence. This was confirmation. Your patience wasn't weakness. Your solitude wasn't emptiness. It was sacred preparation. Soon, life will give you a quiet sign, a moment so subtle others might miss it. Don't ignore it. That will be your signal that alignment has turned into action. Something huge is waiting for you, and it arrives when you are fully present, not when you are desperate. Carry this forward as your blessing. May you recognize real love when it appears, may you protect the peace it brings, and may your soul never again settle for less than it deserves. Type Amen and seal this journey with faith. Amen. This is the hush after the storm, the moment when truth no longer needs urgency. What's forming around you now is subtle but undeniable, like dawn before sunrise. You don't need to search for signs anymore, your inner resistance has softened, and that softness is strength. You are no longer bracing for impact, you are ready for reception. What's coming will meet you where you stand, not where you used to be. It won't remind you of wounds, it will remind you of worth. And that recognition will land quietly, almost gently, yet it will echo through your entire being. Something huge is waiting for you, and it arrives without noise because it doesn't need permission. You'll notice how your choices feel lighter, how your reactions slow down. That's alignment settling in. The urgency to prove yourself fades when truth stands in front of you. You won't feel the urge to rush or retreat, only to be present. Presence is the language this love speaks fluently. There will be a moment when you realize you're no longer afraid of losing what you haven't even gained yet. That fear dissolves when you understand this isn't fragile. It's grounded. It's mutual. It's built to stay steady even when life isn't. That realization is the shock your soul has been preparing for. Let the past rest now. It served its purpose. The lessons were absorbed, the patterns broken, the strength integrated. You are not who you were when you asked for this kind of love, and that is why it can finally arrive without hurting you. Something huge is waiting for you, and it doesn't ask you to perform or pretend. It meets you in truth and expands from there. Trust the quiet confidence growing inside you. That confidence is the final doorway. Receive this sealing blessing. May peace guide your steps, may clarity guard your heart, and may love arrive in a form that honors all you've become. Amen. This is the still point where everything settles. Not because nothing is happening, but because everything necessary has already been set in motion. You may feel a strange sense of completion, as if a chapter has gently closed without noise. That's not emptiness, that's readiness. Your soul is no longer searching, it's allowing. What's approaching you now will feel like recognition across time. A familiarity without history, a connection without explanation. You won't question it because it won't demand belief, it will bring understanding. Something huge is waiting for you, and it carries the weight of intention, not uncertainty. You'll find yourself responding instead of reacting. Listening instead of assuming. Trusting instead of guarding. These shifts didn't happen overnight, they were earned. Every moment you chose self-respect over attachment carved the space for what's now aligning with you. There will be no need for dramatic declarations or rushed promises. What's real moves quietly and stays firmly. You'll feel it in how your body relaxes, how your thoughts slow, how your heart no longer feels like it has to brace itself. That calm is the confirmation. Let this moment remind you, you were never behind. You were on a path that required depth, not speed. The detours shaped discernment. The waiting refined your vision. And now, what meets you does so with clarity instead of confusion. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it steps fully into your life, it won't feel like a miracle from the outside. It will feel like truth finally finding its place. That's how you'll know it's real. Receive this final alignment as a blessing. May you walk forward without doubt, may you remain open without fear, and may love meet you in the fullness of who you are now. Amen. My beloved child, this is the moment of integration, when everything you heard becomes something you live. There is no build-up left, no tension to resolve, only presence. What you've been sensing all along is no longer approaching, it is aligning with your daily life, weaving itself into ordinary moments until they feel quietly extraordinary. You will notice it in how you no longer overthink silence, how patience feels natural instead of forced. The need to rush fades because certainty has taken its place. This is the reward for staying, for listening, for not scrolling past the stillness. Something huge is waiting for you, and it doesn't arrive as disruption, it arrives as clarity. The love that enters now will not feel like rescue. It will feel like partnership. Equal ground. Shared direction. And that realization will land deep, because you no longer want to be saved, you want to be met. That is the level you have grown into, and that is why this connection can finally hold you without breaking. Your past may echo one last time, but it will sound distant, almost unfamiliar. That's how you know you've moved forward. The lessons remain, but the weight is gone. You are no longer carrying proof of pain, you are carrying evidence of growth. Soon, you'll catch yourself smiling for no clear reason. That's alignment settling into joy. Not excitement that burns out, but warmth that stays. Something huge is waiting for you, and it expresses itself through steadiness, not spectacle. Take this as your closing blessing. May you continue to choose peace, may you trust what feels calm and true, and may the love that finds you now walk beside you with honesty and respect. Type Amen and let this truth anchor inside you. Amen. This is not anticipation anymore, this is arrival awareness. You may not see a dramatic change outside yet, but inside, something has settled into certainty. The restless questioning has softened, replaced by a quiet confidence that doesn't need reassurance. That's how you know you've crossed into a new phase, one where faith feels natural instead of forced. What meets you next will feel intentional, not overwhelming. It will fit into your life without asking you to rearrange your values or silence your truth. You won't feel pulled in different directions. Instead, everything will begin to align effortlessly, as if life itself is cooperating with your peace. Something huge is waiting for you, and it honors the balance you've learned to protect. You'll recognize this love by how it shows up consistently, not just when it's convenient. By how it listens without needing to fix you. By how it chooses presence over promises. That consistency will be the shock, because you've learned that real depth doesn't need intensity to prove itself. Notice how your self-talk has changed. You no longer ask if you're enough. You ask if something is aligned. That shift is powerful. It means you've stopped outsourcing your worth and started trusting your inner clarity. This is not luck, this is earned alignment. Soon, the right connection will feel obvious in a way that doesn't need explanation. You won't analyze it to death. You won't second-guess it. You'll simply know, because your body, mind, and spirit will all agree. Something huge is waiting for you, and it arrives when resistance is gone. Hold this moment as a blessing. May you continue to walk with discernment, may you never confuse chaos for passion again, and may the love that enters now reflect the strength and peace you've built. Type Amen and let this truth remain with you. Amen.